Welcome back. Thank you once again for hanging out with us. This is the one and only IT in the D show. I'm your host, Bob Waltenspiel, hanging out with co-host, producer extraordinaire, Randy Walker. Guest this week, we got a lucky get this week. We got Ray Easterly's in the house. She's a serial entrepreneur, 7 exits, has a great, I don't want to call it a startup, great business that she founded that is one of the better ideas that we've ever come across on the show. And I'm super excited to talk to her. And you can find us online, itinthed.com. And do us a favor, give us a like on the socials, subscribe to us everywhere fine podcasts are sold. Don't forget meetup.com/IT in the D. We're going to be there. If you're listening as the show drops, we're going to be there on the 21st over at the Scout Vester next to the Valentine. Used to be the former Embrew. We were in the basement. It was a fantastic, the perfect venue for our meetups. Pinball machines, bunch of nerds talking shop. No speakers, no cover charge. Just show up and hang out. And don't forget to, Randy and I, if we haven't announced or if you haven't seen this, we're launching our old studio back at the Detroit Shipping Company. We're calling it the Detroit Podcasting Company. We're having a launch party on December 5th. 5 o'clock until ? Hope you can make it out to the Detroit Shipco. We'll be on the second floor where our studio's at. And it's fantastic, except for they're closed on Monday, so we can't record our show. But we'll figure it out. I'll get the keys. But Randy and I are super excited to open up this new place. Ray, how they treating you? How you doing?
Great, awesome. Loving the weather.
And you told me you're a big Lions fan. This is absolutely unheard of. I'm 51. I've been a Lions junkie since I've been old enough to watch TV, and I've never seen anything like this. This town's going to go absolutely nuts if they make it to the Super Bowl.
It is going to be really insane. I remember I was a kid when I was very young, when the Red Wings won the Stanley Cup. It's a Stanley Cup, right? Stanley Cup. And I remember the parade that went through.
Yeah.
It was pandemonium. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like when the Lions go to the Super Bowl and win. Okay, let's talk about the win because they're.
I'm not gonna lie. In 96, I was at the Post Bar when we won the first one. 96, 97, and I shed a tear. Grown man, I did it. I'm not gonna lie about that. The second, third, and fourth ones I didn't. I was fine, but like that first one. So because I seen the Tigers in '84, the Pistons, 3 of them. Like we've been blessed in this town.
I remember 97.
Lions would put this.
I remember 97 when the Red Wings won, and then I remember in 2004 when the Pistons won.
Yep.
I cried for that one. I was so excited, like, yay. I don't even think I was a Pistons fan before then because I was definitely rooting for the Lakers, but I was excited for Detroit to get a win because my stepdad told me they hadn't won since like the Bad Boys or whatever. So
Right. I still have my original Bad Boy shirt from when I was a kid. I kept that going. So so I'm reading your bio and I'm fascinated by this. Like, you've had 7 exits. You have a pretty impressive track record, but you started your entrepreneurship at age 10. And I'm looking back to when I was 10. Maybe there was like one kid selling pixie sticks for like a quarter, but it was never for a profit. Like what in the world, what were you doing at age 10, getting the entrepreneurial bug already?
I'm just an overachiever. It was a girl that stayed around the corner from me and she was selling candy and I was paying like $1, $2. And I was buying it from her and I would just sell it to my friends. And I told my mom, I said, I need to find out where she's buying it from and we need to go to them so I can stop paying her. So I went to the distributor. Like actually, a couple of them I actually found the manufacturer. And then I set up my own stand at my house. And then I said, I need a store. We got to make this bigger. I need a store. I got to be able to bake these cupcakes. And I started making like drinks for the kids. And it just kind of took off. And then I would take that same stuff to school and the kids would buy it from me from school. And that was when I was 10. I ran that for 2 years. And then a bigger candy store came in, bought out my entire inventory, had me come in and bake cupcakes for the summer. And yeah, I sold it for a profit and started my next business at 12, which was it was called braids and babysitting, right? So I would do the kids' hair in the neighborhood and babysit them at the same time because their parents were just like too busy. So I would do all these different hairstyles, help them with their homework, babysit them, and that was my next business. And I had that for 3 years, and then I needed to finish school. So I needed to focus on graduating and getting into some of the Ivy League schools that I applied for. So I didn't start my next business until I graduated high school. And then I started another business.
Only until you graduated high school.
Well,
Oh,
I think I still did little odds and ends while I was in high school. I was still doing hair. I started doing nails and just little odds and ends, but not like an actual business. I started my next business, and then I started my own uh, an entertainment company. So I was managing different artists, and I actually sold that to Murder Inc. Records, their subsidiary company, which was Inc. Records, which was it ended up closing in 2010. And I had two web companies that I sold that I created. They were entertainment web companies. So those, oh my God. Like I've had 11 businesses, but only seven successful exits. The other ones I just kind of closed. No failures
sure, sure.
though. And then
So what I love,
no, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say what I love about what you're doing right now. It's called them, but it's an acronym. It's THYIM. You told me once. What is it? What does that stand for again? I'm
They
sorry.
help you in minutes.
They help you. So what I love about it, it wasn't like you were sitting on the couch or you weren't at like the coffee shop and you were drumming up these ideas. Like we need to build. Like it wasn't the better mousetrap kind of came to you, and the story is kind of compelling. Like 92-year-old woman stuck on the side of the road, couldn't get help, and so you went and helped her, and then kind of from there, I guess tell me about where from there where you got the idea or that's the idea where you kind of launched them from that
Well, what
moment.
actually happened was I got stranded on the highway initially. I got stranded for 5 hours on 96 in Novi, and I was waiting for gas from my roadside company.
Oh,
And I thought to myself, I wish anybody would bring me gas. It was middle of winter. My phone battery had died. I picked up my iPad, recorded myself angry, eating cookies for 5 hours. And then I went and worked for all of the gig marketplace companies and the roadside company that left me stranded. And when I was working for them, I talked to the 92-year-old woman who was stranded. And I said, I have to launch this
okay,
company.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's how that ended up. I felt horrible. I was crying on the phone with her. I called someone that I knew that was close to her to help her because I knew no one was coming. And I said, I have to launch this. Like, so I spent 5 years doing research, talking to hundreds of thousands of people about what they needed, what they wanted. I met my co-founder, brought in indoor, outdoor, and I already had the roadside. We combined it all, like everyday simple tasks people need help with. And what would they pay? What would they be willing to be paid to do it? So it took me 5 years to know that I had a market. People wanted it. It was a need for it. And in 2023 in May, I patented it and got my team together from all over the world to be here today. So it's only been in the works for a
I
year and
love
a
it.
half.
So right. No, but I get the gig economy with like Uber and Uber Eats and Airbnb. What no what so people you're stranded on the side of the road, you need a tow, right? There's only so many tow trucks in the world, so like I understand sometimes why you're waiting because I've waited for 4 hours myself. What are they people needing and asking other than the simple tow?
So them doesn't offer tow. We don't do any towing, any winching. But if you needed
Right.
someone to bring you gas, you ran out of gas, or if you needed someone to change your tire, if you had tools or you didn't have tools, as long as you have a spare, we'll come change it. If you need someone to jumpstart your vehicle, we have jump starter kits, so no one has to use their car. If you needed someone to bring you a can of fix a flat, you don't have a spare, but you need to get to the tire place and you don't want to pay for a tow, or because you just need a quick fix to go get some gas, go get some air. Key fob batteries. You would be surprised at how many people key fob batteries die. We would
Ah,
deliver you a key fob battery so that you can get your car started. Like it happens so often. So that's just with the roadside. Um, and it's simple tasks. Like if you saw someone stranded and they needed your help, you would do it free. You would change their tires. So this way, You don't have to wait for your
Yeah.
aunt or your uncle or your brother, and it's affordable for anyone. So no matter if you make six figures or if you're on Social Security, you can use our services. And it's an everyday person that's coming to help you. These are not contractors, LLCs. 18-year-old that knows how to change a tire because dad taught him when he was 7 will come and help you, like your next door neighbor.
So I'm stuck on,
Mm-hmm.
75 and I need something. Is this literally just like I'm calling Grubhub, Uber, and I'm saying, hey, I need something. And then someone, you see the whole process, somebody's answering, somebody's on the way. I guess, as far as coverage area, I guess, how did you tackle that in terms of, because I remember a long time ago we had, Randy, who's Lawn Guru, and it was for grass cutting. It was more or less I need on demand, lawn service, grass cutting. I guess how did you determine, or how did you get people to sign up to fill a coverage area? Because it's tricky when you need something and it doesn't work. You're done. Like, I'm done with this app if I can't get food tonight. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how did you get the coverage area fulfilled? Or I guess it's a tricky thing to balance, to get the customers and the people to fulfill, like, in unison. I guess walk me through that process, because that's super intriguing
So
to me.
them is everyday people helping everyday people in 15 minutes or less. So our proprietary technology is based around our 15 minutes. We'll be there in 15 minutes. So you're not waiting. So we're selling you
Okay.
time and preventing injury. Again, it was 5 years of research, and I am I am a genius. I would just like to say that about myself. So it was all about the science and the mathematics. I literally did the timing on how long it would take someone to walk 15 minutes if they were 6'2", 275 pounds, if they were 4'11", 110 pounds, rain. So you don't have to have a car. You don't have to have a motorcycle. You can walk to be a helper. And what we did was, people that are already in the gig market, I worked for all of them. So I know you have them all open at the same time. So I had Uber, Instacart, all of them open at the same time. Who's ever given me the
Yep.
best, I'm going to select that one. With us, you only see requests within 15 minutes. I used to accept deliveries for food for $3, and I ended up having to drive 20 minutes to drop it off because you don't know. So it was easy for us to,
Right.
one, if you're in the gig market, you're going to work for all the gig markets. And because we are the highest paid gig marketplace workers in the market, and you don't have to have a car. You can walk like one block over to pick up someone's dog poop, or to kill a spider, which is my favorite service that we offer, is to kill a spider. It's called remove a spider.
Is it
Yes, we
really?
went viral on social media because of
How
that.
many? How many times has
A
that been
lot.
booked?
Well, I was one of the first people to use it because I'm petrified. So when I created the app, that was one of the services that I wanted, was someone to come and kill a spider, because I really, really have arachnophobia. So I placed the service request. Someone came over, a helper did, within 5 minutes. He killed the spider, but then he picked it up. I lost my mind. We put it on social media and it went viral. Right after that, everyone started placing requests for spider removal because nothing like that exists in the market. Just to come and remove a spider.
There
Yeah.
isn't.
And you'd be surprised how many people have arachnophobia. It's a real fear. Burn the whole house down for one spider.
Randy, you're thinking. Randy's got the look on his face. What's going on in your world?
Uh, until I lived by myself, I always had a roommate to kill a spider for me. So my friend Tony or my friend Michael, they would always be my spider killer. But I have been struggling ever since I have lived by myself for the past 2 years to what to do
Now
with spiders.
download the THYIM app and go to indoor, click spider removal. Someone be there in 15 minutes or less, as long as we have someone in that coverage area. We're brand new, so we're still onboarding helpers. We need thousands, but yeah, we'll get there.
Ray, I was gonna say that it just got me thinking. I don't have the. I'm on Android. I'm trying to download your app.
You say you're on Android and you're
What's the
trying to
weirdest?
download
What's
it?
some of the weirdest?
Oh,
I
okay.
am. I am. What's the weirdest thing? Like, that's got to be the weirdest thing. What is there anything else even on that playing field, like in terms of strange requests, or you would consider?
So one of our outdoor services is grill cleaning. So when we
Okay.
added our summer services over the summer, we didn't know how people, what they were going to select. We just surveyed hundreds of thousands of people, and they gave us the ideas of different things that they would want. Grill cleaning, you would be surprised how many people don't like cleaning their grill. like like they're just whatever.
It's a pain. It's a lot.
So grill cleaning is a big one. And one of our other indoor services, well, so we just launched our holiday services. We have people actually trying to place appointments. There's no appointment booking here. There's no quote. So you use us when you need us. But one of our services that we offer is to have a random person go to your friend's house and sing a Christmas carol to them. So people are actually calling in trying to get,
Oh my
it's got to be
God.
an appropriate song, but it's going to be the funniest thing ever, just to have a random person like jingle bells, and then you as the person who plays the service can say, I need you to scream it really loud because my grandmother is deaf, and it's not even your grandmother that you're sending them to. So somebody opens the door and they're like jingle bells really loud. Is going to be
Oh my God,
epic.
that's
Yes.
hysterical.
So that's a service that we offer. It's literally a singogram by a random person to it's a gag gift.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was that? I don't. I think that was like back from the '90s. It was like you'd send them to someone's office. It was like to sing "Happy Birthday" or something.
Oh, the
like
singing telegrams.
Yeah, like barbershop quartets or whatever. Yeah, that's hysterical.
Yeah.
So you said something that triggered a question. You said like you set the market price, or you said there's no quotes. So I'm thinking like, all right, everywhere, like, hey, this is $20, this is $30, like from these different vendors. Like how do you set the price? How does that get determined?
Within the research 5 years, it was a lot of surveys, a lot of focus groups, finding out how much would people pay. When people are in need really bad, their price that they would pay for certain things is astronomical. So we found the median that was affordable. So we talked to people that were on Social Security, that were retired. We had people that were in their 70s and 80s test our app out when we had the prototype, to make sure that this was something that they could use without any help, and the pricing was affordable for them. Because if it's affordable for someone that is on a fixed income, it's obviously affordable for someone who is not. So we wanted to make sure that it was the median price. A lot of 90% of the services we offer are not available anywhere else in the market. We're the first to do this. We're a first to market company, just like Uber, DoorDash, Airbnb. So the pricing was set by the community, the everyday person.
I'm not going to lie to you, Ray. I thought 8 years ago, this market was saturated. I legit thought that, because we used to talk about when Uber first, we were doing this podcast when Uber first started. And then everyone that was following was, we're the Uber of, right? And this was going on for the next four years-ish. And for the last 5, it's been like, you're the first one we've talked to since. It's completely unique, completely. I think the last one we got was the lawn guru doing lawn care, local. But I think that, and then I think Instacart came in after that, which during COVID they made I guess that you were post COVID, right? Because you've only been going on for a year and a half.
Correct. I was obviously working on the research, but Uber, DoorDash and Instacart to be first and B2C. We are 100% B2C. And we're, again, like I said, we're the first to do it. So it's nothing like TaskRabbit or Thumbtack or any of the other ones, because we don't use contractors or LLCs. These are everyday people fresh out of high school, college. Our oldest helper was born in 1947. So it's completely inclusive to anyone. And these are things that anyone can do to come and wash your dog. Like, no company offers that, to wash your dog in your house. Like, your dog got dirty because it was muddy outside.
That's fantastic.
20 minutes, someone comes in and wash your dog, blow dry it, and you don't have to go to the groomer and spend $75 just to get your dog washed.
Right. No. So I know, like, on Instacart, like, it's a really big deal to rate people high because they get put first in the algorithm and all that. How is I guess, how's your rating system? Is it a big deal? Is it a medium deal? I would think, like, you'd fight to do really good so you can get more. I'm assuming that's how, I guess, how's that
And that's
go?
exactly not our system at all, because I worked for them. So I knew that it sucked,
Really?
and I didn't want that when I built my apps. We have our pins, which is what we call them, people in need of service. They're not users or customers. They're people in need of service. And then our
Yeah.
helpers, they can rate each other, but there's no rating. You don't get rated down, or if no acceptance rating either. Like with Uber and DoorDash, if you don't accept, you go lower and lower in the algorithm, so you get cheaper and cheaper requests. With us,
Yeah.
you decide which services you want to do by the list that's available in your 15-minute radius. If I can't kill a spider, so whenever a spider request comes in, because I'm the first helper, I never accept it. And it doesn't hurt me, because I'm still going to get every request that comes in within 15 minutes of me. And as long as you keep a 3.5, because our rating is hugs, not stars. We created that too. We wanted, when somebody helps you, you hug
Okay.
them. So we designed a hug. So it's a hug icon that you rate someone. You rate them with hugs. Everything about us is one of a
So
kind.
I guess I was gonna say that's phenomenal, actually. Sorry, so let's say I got two college age
Mhm.
girls, and let's say they're spider maniacs. They can go in a house, and get rid of all. Like, what is somebody like, if they're straight up hustling, like straight up hustling? What is there a ballpark on what they think about they could make in, let's say, 4 hour day, or a half day, because you're doing this obviously on the side, or maybe you're not. um is there a ballpark on, like, what people can expect in terms of, like, what they can
From
make?
what we've seen, are the biggest paydays so far, because we've only been fully in the market since July, was $680 in one day, and that was over a course of 5 hours. So in an hour, our helpers can make anywhere from $26 to $50 an hour, because you only do things within 15 minutes. So I could change a tire here, pick up dog poop there, go to a block over and take
Yeah.
someone's trash out. If you went out of town and you forgot to take your trash out, you can place a request while you're in California, here in Michigan, for someone to come and put your trash on the curb on Monday. No other company offers these things. I had to keep saying that. These are.
I was gonna say, no, no, it's a, what, here, I don't want to say, like, all that work you did, like, from all these years that got you to this point, but I think, like, I rarely say this, but, like, literally, I think you hit the nail on the head, because, like, all I'm doing is thinking in my head, like, I don't like doing X, and then I have my mom and Warren, who, if she needs something, it's a half an hour for me to get to her, and maybe it's now, and the neighbors aren't home. um you know I'm just thinking of every use case known to man, and it's
And I did.
all the times I was stuck on the side of the road. Like, I got to tell a story. I got an old Cadillac 76, and I was going to Bell Tire because I needed new tires, and one of the tires blows out, so I'm on the way. So I get the spare put on. I go to Bell. I'm coming home. I never checked the gas because I was sitting for so long waiting for my tire to get changed. I ran out of gas, and it's about 98 degrees. My cell phone's dead. I had to walk because I couldn't call anybody. I walked literally a mile, and me, like, it's 100 degrees. Walking a mile, which for me was a big deal. 3 people saw me on the side of the road that knew me because they called me the next day. Were you on the road? I asked the guy to sit in the beer cooler for 10 minutes because I was so overheated. I chugged 2 liters of water immediately. Then I bought a charger, then bought a gas can, walked all the way back, and the gas can didn't fit. Right? Because it's an old car, and the new gas cans are for new gas, Anyway, I would have paid probably $1,000 to have somebody come bring me gas that day. So I can't imagine what everybody goes through.
Wow. Listen, I thought of every possible being. I'm a domain expertise in the gig market. Working for them definitely was helpful to know what not to do. And two, I wanted to make sure that anyone could do this. These are things that everyone needs help with. So if your mom calls you, or your wife, or your daughter, and they're like, "Hey, I need help moving this box in. I just got delivered from Wayfair or Amazon or wherever." You can go to the app, change location, place a service request for them. So we want to, people call us all the time and I'm straight. Can you come and help me change my tire? Can you come help me with X, Y, and Z? It's like, no, I can't. This really takes out that feeling of not having anyone to help. 80% of cases of back injury that end up in the hospital are because of people doing things on their own and they injure themselves, bending over trying to pick up a heavy box or move a couch. No, you don't have to do that. Just go to them. They help you in minutes. Someone will be there in 15 minutes or less, and it bridges that community. So you maybe not even know your neighbor down the street. But these are going to be people that you've probably seen before, but you just don't know because it's only within 15 minutes of you that someone will see the request.
Yeah. So I got to ask the question that I know my wife or my mom would ask of me, like background checks and weirdos. I can't, that's got to be a thing. Are you, you're emphatically shaking your head. What is, I guess, do you go through a process? What does that look like?
It is a national background check that goes back over 30 years. We are integrated with one of the top background check companies. You cannot be on the sex offenders registry. We also want to help recidivism. So if you just one of those people that just so happen to came into a rough patch in your life and you have multiple DUIs and now you can't drive, and you have a felony because of that, but you are obviously, you're rehabilitating and you're doing what you need to do. We want to help that, give you a second chance. Obviously, you can't drive, so you can walk or ride a bike or a scooter, and our map calibrates that. So we make sure that we do a thorough background check on everyone. You cannot work for us without a background check. And we're just hoping that these are good people that are coming into our Penn's house. We can see where you're at all times anyway, so we can see it.
Okay, all right. Well, that's the thing. Like, if you look at, I'm not to bring Uber into this, but if you look at Uber, all the years they've been doing it, and this, how many stories have we got?
They were not doing background checks in the beginning.
10 this entire.
They weren't. That's why. No, they were not. They were not. They were a horrible company, and they just wanted to take over they were horrible. They were just horrible. They have gotten better, but they were not doing background checks. So it was always going to be a background check, whether Uber did it or not. I wanted to make sure that people felt safe with people coming into their homes or coming on the side of the road to help them. Think about your daughter being stranded at night, tires pop, you can't get there to help her.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that we did our due diligence and vetted these people.
See, that you'd think Uber, that would be like someone would sit in a boardroom before we even launch. That's like the first thing that comes out of someone's mouth. Like, that's shock. I'm not going to lie. That's shocking.
Well, if you think about the taxi industry, they were not background checking the taxi cab drivers. So they took their motto off the taxi industry.
This is supposed to be better.
It's true. That's why they got so many lawsuits. We're not going to be. Don't be like Uber. No, we got to learn from their mistakes. No, for sure.
It's a thing. Well, not to keep shitting on them. Pardon the. But in the beginning, I remember Uber was taking 20%. Drivers were making 80%. I've heard stories now that drivers are taking home like 45%,
27,
sometimes less than that. Drivers are taking 27 now.
They take 27. I think even because tech is hard and it's expensive, right, to run, but I do think it should be the reverse because they're B2C and they're not losing. So it's all gain, 100%. And they also charge a subscription model now as well. They have a subscription model. They have ads. They have a whole bunch of other things going on. So it's greed. You don't need that much.
Well, and not only that, they're trying to get rid of the drivers. They're buying all the cruise vehicles out on the West Coast, and I know people recently, within the last month, got picked up by autonomous cars. I'm like, yeah, no, I will take a Lime with my big butt, and I will go across town before I'm ever going in one of those. So I digress. I love the fact that you have a doctorate in natural nutrition, simply because of the fact, I'm fast food junkie. It's you would probably cringe and like just hate on everything that I ingest or put into,
You're probably right.
You got to talk to me about natural nutrition, because you said, I know, you told me before this you were because I know like what pescatarian is, and you said you were a pollo because I don't even know how to pronounce it. What were you? What go? You know what I'm trying to say? What is that word?
Poyotarian. Chicken only.
Poyotarian.
Poyotarian.
Chicken
Yeah.
only. All right. Poyotarian. All right. I threw
Yeah,
that
you did.
ska in there. So you got to talk to, because here you're talking to a bunch of IT folks, a bunch of IT guys that live in data centers and drink 3 Monster oranges a day and eat Taco Bell because they have the new retro menu. So we're all excited about the chili cheese burrito. What natural nutrition? We need to know about this. We need take us through what we should be doing.
Everything that you're not doing, the total opposite of that, monsters, Taco Bell. Oh, Jesus. Yes, you are absolutely correct. I would definitely cringe. My friends hate, like, I have people lie on the phone with me. They'll be pulling up to a drive-through and they're like, "Hold on 1 minute," and I can still hear. Let me get the phone. Are you McDonald's?
Yeah.
No. This is for the kids. Sure, that sounds like a big meal for the kids. So I listen, do whatever you love, whatever makes you happy. I decided to change my diet 100%, not just because of what I learned in school, but watching a lot of documentaries. And then I come from a family of hypertension and diabetes. No, thank you. It's like genetic. It's genetically coded in my cousins are just talking about it. Like, yeah, I got diabetes. What? Why do you just say that casually? Like it's like you got a cold, you know? So I very anal about what I put in my body, to the best of my ability. I still eat Lay's potato chips, only the plain ones because it's only 3 ingredients. So that's my guilty pleasure.
No, that's fair. You got to have something, right? I just felt bad for the person in the office today. We all went downstairs and got Shake Shack, and we brought it up for our sales meeting. And there's 6, 7 of us eating Shake Shack, and there she is with her pita and her carrot sticks and her that she brought from home, and she's just looking at us, and you can tell she's got to be strong, but at the same token, she's like, "God, that looks good." It was fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, but then we all kind of looked at her, going, "God, eating carrot sticks. I'd rather stick a pencil in my eye." I digress. How do we find you online? THYIM is the app, and that is also the hang on, I had the .com up. Yeah, THYIM.com as well.
THYIM everywhere.
And
yeah, everywhere. THYIM underscore INC on all of the social media. On all the social media. But if you go to our website, you can get to our social media from THYIM. Go to the App Store, THYIM. We're the only ones. We trademarked it. We're the only thing.
I love it. I'm an absolutely huge fan of what you're doing. This is a fantastic story. I'm super appreciative of that you guys all reached out. So I will be rooting for you, and I will be using I know my sister-in-law is going to be using your spider services. I know for a fact she will be. She is absolutely paranoid of those things. Been a long-running joke in the family. But Ray, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This has been fantastic, and I wish you nothing but future success. And whenever you're around, let me know if you want to go have a coffee. And I'm always we're at the Detroit Shipping Company in Midtown. I don't know if you're ever around that space. So Randy and I will be recording podcasts on often, usually on the weekends. But hey, we're going to wrap things up on this show of the IT and the D show. On behalf of Bob and Randy, do us all a favor, drink up your drinks, get your phone numbers. You don't got to go home. You just got to get the hell out of here. See you next week. Drive careful. Beat it.
Thank you.